As a spiritual advisor and a friend, I've always been more geared to ask people instead of talking about what you don't want, because you can talk about what you don't want, there's also a major reason to talk about the things that you do want. Because what you don't want is just saying, I don't know what I don't know. I just know I don't like this. Conversation is prayer. This is why it actually pays to connect with like minded people because all the conversations that you have, all the content like here and now that you're tuning into, is a prayer. Everything you say, everything you interact with, every idea that you adopt that you want to see flourish is like prayer. So I feel like we're coming out of this. I don't pray anymore. I haven't prayed for a very long time because I had found that there was warfare over my prayers. Because there's this weird, dualistic environment where it's like these two deities are fighting, one of the material, one of the spirit. There's like, oh, this one almighty God. People think it's masculine. There's so much convoluted ideas about who is who and what is what. And there's all this spiritual warfare for my mind. So I stopped praying. But in that same time, I had found that all of our conversations with like minded people is the same exact thing as prayer. Conversing with like minded people, connecting with like minded people. This is why it pays to be social with like minded people because your words are prayers. So I don't want to be all about what I don't want, what I do want with the limited scope of resources. And I'm laughing because I'm like, I know it's so limited in this world. Here's what I do want. I do want a spirit of the planet that has ownership of the planet itself. There is a spirit of the planet that does have the ownership of the planet itself, which is coming through mostly God's women, the women of God. We know exactly if we don't know exactly in like the words, we know that something weird has happened to the women of God, right? The women that are connected to the planet, that are intuitive and normal, not Jezebels, not witches, not like people that are trying to be famous for being whatever the hell, just normal people. Normal women are my people. They are doing life, getting married, having relationships, raising kids with the same exact weirdness. We're all experiencing the same exact weirdness. And not all of them have the context to understand, like, this is why life is as weird and as hard as it is for you, is because there's something weird where this planet has been hijacked by some gay dude, Satan, and some inverted version of you, the whore of Babylon, the Jezebel spirit. This is why life is as weird as it is for women like me, is because this planet has been hijacked. So this is what we don't want. First of all, this is what we don't want. And unfortunately, this comes with a lot of death just naturally. It happens just naturally. Okay? So if we can imagine all that aside, everything that we would want should just come natural. I wouldn't even have to say it. So, the unfortunate weirdness of what I'm saying is that in order to have a society upright, that would have to come with a lot of death. That is the end of our Bible, is that there is, in fact, a lot of death. Because if you just remove the component, if you remove the barrier, if you remove the possession, if you remove the problem, then everything would just happen naturally because people without the imposition of these other energies are actually normal, nice, decent people who would all agree to do the same thing. I don't even have to say it. All I would have to say, if I had it my way, I would wish to be separated from anything that is imposing on God's will and the will of the original spirit of the mother of the planet. Any inversion would have to go to jail, perish, or disappear. That's it. That's as simple as it is. And anybody who is going in a hamster wheel, wishing without saying what they don't want, wishing, wishing what I do want, what I do want, what I do want. And all the people that are doing the negative things are listening to that and they're like, oh, you can do it this way, just do it this way. No, how about they're just not here anymore? Like there's just a separation. I'm laughing because it is really profound. It has to happen. There has to be a lot of death in order to breed a lot of life. And trying to work with the systems of darkness to create the systems of light, it doesn't work. You just have to understand it doesn't work. We are oil and water. We cannot coexist in the same realm. It just has to mean a lot of falling away. Whatever that looks like, that's the way it has to be. That's it. It's a disaster cycle, it's a death cycle, it's a rebirth cycle. Everything else will just come natural because normal people are just nice and normal people. And anyone who's not, just annoying, delaying, imposters, invaders. They are invaders. You know, they were let in and they're invading. So it's maybe I've learned I'm overly optimistic, but I'm not naive. These other energies and whatever is animating these people have got to be separated. That's just it. And that's likely what's going to happen because there's no other way. That's it.